The clasp on your bra is completely shot, but you can't bring yourself to drop another $80 on a new bra just because of a simple problem. Here's 3 easy ways to save your bra. There are several different ways to fix this problem, and I'm gonna start with one of the easiest and quickest ways. Get a hold of one of these tools. You're gonna find it more in like the jewelry making section of Walmart or a big box store, and it's like a needle nose plier, but it's a little more round. If you have this kind of plier, that can be helpful as well. It at least has those little grippies inside of them. You're going to start with this narrow plier and try to get these aligned at the top of the hook. And then I'm going to work my way into the middle here and pull this loop away. All right, so now they're both sprung instead of just that one being sprung. I'm going to squeeze them to align them again, and then grasping all 3 bars, that's the loop and that single bar, high on the shaft, you're going to roll it back in, squeeze the base of that hook nice and tight, get these 3 and roll it forward. Now you're back in business. See how that hook will be functional? It's just standing away just a little bit. You can squeeze the whole group in just a little bit. Don't overdo it, or you'll be back in the same situation you were in before. Tip number 2 just requires a little bit of hand sewing and a nice strong hook. We're gonna do this just as legit as they originally did. I am using contrasting thread though, just so you can see it. You're probably gonna wanna use matching thread. Coming in between these layers with a razor and breaking all of those stitches that were holding the hook in place. There we go. And you can see it really was worn out. It's definitely time. So you're gonna do the same exact thing that they did. Just put that in there and let this kind of overlap the edge there. I'm gonna put the knot on the outside because I wouldn't want it felt against the skin. It's a pretty large knot. And just hand sew that in place. Give it a tug to make sure you've got it sewn in there well and knot it off. I'm using these big stitches in a contrasting thread just so you can see. I'm gonna knot it off at least 3 times. Now the third tip is going to be using this. Did you know that you can get hook and loop tape where they're already pre-sewn to some fabric? Well, you can. So what if you want to replace the entire situation that you have going on here? This one's going to be a little bit more dramatic. So if you can't find your hook and loop tape to align perfectly with your old hooks and loops, which is honestly kind of to be expected, you can go ahead and just sew the whole set onto your bra. We can just sew the 3 onto here, and you can do it as many times as needed. Obviously, you can also individually sew these in. This next method is for you machine sewers out there who just love to sew by machine instead of hand, and this is your permission to sew very, very slowly. You don't want to accidentally strike the metal of the hooks and loops while you sew this on, but you also want to sew super close to them so that they're more secure. So you can see I'm kind of helping guide with the tip of that pin there, and just sew them in and you're good to go. Saved $80.